charge around, you charge around. Okay, so the idea is to have fun. The idea is also to actually get you up and play a game. Okay, it's just a little game so that you can get a chance to feel why people sell their children, their dogs, their cats, their homes to keep up this stupid game. If you decide from leaving here you're going to go home and join the Stuttgart Polo Club or the New York Polo Club, of which there must be many, please forget everything that I teach you today. It's not that what I'm going to tell you is wrong, but it's also not exactly right, because I need to get you up and playing. And like all games, there's a lot of rules in polo. But what's unusual with polo against most sports is that they're mainly about safety. Because you can imagine you've got 8 lunatics all running around on horseback trying to hit a little white ball. And if you don't have some rules over who can hit the ball at any one time, you just end up with massive collisions all around. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to remember 3 things. Don't hurt yourself, don't hurt your horse, and don't hurt other people. If you remember those 3 things, we'll be alright. Don't hurt yourself. This usually applies to men. And there's a disease in this world. I don't think it's recognised by the World Health Organisation, but it certainly exists. It exists in about 95% of men. It also exists in about 5% of women. Well, that's my number starting to go up. We call it white ball fever. I don't know its Latin name. But what that means, if you give a man a ball and something to hit it with, and it can be a cricket bat, a golf club, a polo stick, or a baseball bat, it doesn't matter, that man will try and hit it as hard as he can! And it's all about hitting it as far as you can. Suzanne's a golfer, and she will know that the harder you try and hit the ball, the worse it is. Okay? The more you try and put strength into hit the ball, you get better on top of it, maybe you go side bit, maybe you get around. Because like golf, polo is not a game of strength, okay? It's a game of technique. You'll find that the ends of these sticks are quite heavy, okay? And just like golf, it's the end of the stick that does the work for you, okay? It's not strength. If you meet Humi, you may have seen him yesterday, who's our polo pro, you look at any polo professional, they're really skinny little guys. They haven't got a lot of strength, because it's all about technique, okay? And just like golf, as you take your swing, the ball just happens to be in the way of the swing. You're not trying to hit the ball with your strength. Okay, so as your stick comes through, the ball's in the way. I use no strength at all. And if you hit the ball that far today, you'll be doing well. So your golf will keep you in good step. I do have some great videos such as you need for my video. The swinging polo, people always worry about maybe getting their sticks caught around their horse's legs, and it's actually quite hard to do. There's 2 things, well, a couple of things to remember. The first is, you actually hit the ball quite close to the horse, okay? No more than about a foot away.
A foot is 20 centimetres?
A little bit more, more than 30, yeah. So about there, something like that. It's when you start to get further away that you start to run into trouble with actually hitting the ball. So it sounds slightly strange, but like exactly, you start playing tennis. We'll come on to that in a bit. So about a foot away. If that's my horse's head, and I imagine I'm sat on the horse, I want to think about hitting the ball just in front of the horse's shoulder. Okay. The reason for that is, whilst you're walking round and maybe just learning, it's very easy to hit the ball further back. The moment you speed up, even if it's into a trot, if you think about hitting the ball here, by the time you've got there, the ball's already past. Okay? Remember that most polo is played at a canter or a gallop. So you always need to think about hitting the ball a little bit before you would take down the speed about time. So my leg's at 3 o'clock and my horse's head is at 12. I'm going to think about hitting it at about 2 o'clock. Okay? And even when you're warming up, you should always think about hitting the ball just in front of the horse's shoulder. This helps balance. A few of the tips I can give you when you're on your horse to help with the timing. What you're going to do today is something that's called a harness swing. really loves, if you've watched any polo, is a full swing. And they love it because it's dramatic. Starts here, comes down, hits the ball, and if you're Argentine, you do that on the end. If you're British or American, not if you're Argentine, you do that. And it is used to send the ball a long way. It's the equivalent of a long kick in soccer or football. Okay, one of those big kicks that go up and down the ground. It's the equivalent of that. The second thing, which is what we're going to do mainly today, is something called a half swing, which is just literally that beside your horse. And then there's tapping. Okay, so you're really going to do half swings and tapping. You're not going to do a full swing for a couple of reasons. One is the time is quite hard to learn. The idea, you want to hit the ball today. That's the idea of today. And if you start up here, it becomes quite difficult until you get your timing in. Okay, the other thing is that the full swing is actually, it's only used in very specific circumstances. It's used to get the ball out of trouble, to send the ball a long way up the ground, or maybe to do a long pass to somebody. And being realistic, at this stage, we're probably not going to be able to do that. So I want to stick with the half swing. The great thing about the half swing is that you can do a lot with it. One of the differences between the way they teach polo in Argentina versus the way they teach it in England or the US is in Argentina you always learn the half swing first. If you play in England, they teach you the full swing first. My view is the Argentines are the best players in the world, so I pretty much follow what they do. That's my thought anyway. And the great thing about a half swing is you've got one is